In the vast expanse of the Milky Way, nestled within the sprawling arms of the galaxy, lay the prestigious Galactic Academy of Xenostudies. Its gleaming spires and ethereal architecture were a testament to the collaborative efforts of 1,000 different species, each contributing their unique perspectives and technologies to create a beacon of interstellar learning. Professor Zix, a veteran xenanthropologist with 3 decades of field experience, stood before his class of eager alien students. His iridescent scales shimmered with anticipation as he prepared to introduce the most controversial course in the Academy's long history: Understanding Humanity, a first-hand perspective. Greetings, aspiring xenanthropologists. Zix's melodious voice reverberated through the lecture hall. Today, we embark on a journey that will challenge everything you think you know about sentient life in our galaxy. The assembled students, a motley crew of beings from across the cosmos, shifted in their seats. Some leaned forward with interest, while others regarded their instructor with skepticism. Zix couldn't blame them. Humans were, after all, a relatively unknown quantity in galactic society. For millennia, Zix continued, his 4 eyes blinking in sequence, we have observed Earth from afar. We've intercepted their transmissions, analyzed their atmospheric composition, and debated endlessly about whether they're ready for first contact. But today, we're going to do something unprecedented. He paused for dramatic effect, his scales rippling with excitement. We're going to try to understand humans through their own eyes. A murmur rippled through the classroom. A Vixillian student, its gaseous form contained within a shimmering force field, pulsed with confusion. Professor, it asked, its thoughts translated into standard galactic. How can we possibly understand a species we've never directly interacted with? Zix's mouth tentacles curled into what passed for a smile among his species. An excellent question, and that, my dear students, is where the challenge lies. Your assignment for this term is to write an essay from the perspective of a human, explaining their species to the rest of the galaxy. The classroom erupted into a cacophony of sounds: clicks, whistles, electromagnetic pulses, and even the occasional gravitational wave. It was clear that the students were both excited and apprehensive about this unconventional assignment. But Professor, chirped Glix, a crystalline entity from the silicon-based worlds of the Orion Nebula, how can we write from a human perspective when we've never even seen one up close? Zix raised a tentacle to quiet the class. That's precisely the point, Glix. This exercise isn't just about regurgitating facts about human biology or history. It's about empathy, imagination, and stepping outside our comfort zones. You'll need to analyze everything we know about humans: their art, their literature, their scientific achievements, even their conflicts, and try to piece together not just what they are, but who they are. The students exchanged glances, their varied anatomies expressing a mix of excitement and trepidation. This was unlike any assignment they'd ever been given. Remember, Zix added, his voice softening, humans are more than just the sum of their parts. They're not merely bipedal mammals with opposable thumbs and a penchant for burning fossil fuels. They're dreamers, inventors, explorers. They've gone from caves to space stations in a blink of cosmic time. Your job is to capture that essence. As the students began to discuss the assignment among themselves, Zix couldn't help but feel a twinge of nostalgia. He remembered his own days as a young xenanthropologist, filled with wonder at the diversity of life in the galaxy. But humans were something special. He recalled the first time he'd intercepted a human transmission, a grainy black and white film of humans taking their first steps on their moon. The sheer audacity of it had left him breathless. Here was a species that looked at the void of space not with fear, but with an irrepressible desire to explore. Of course, not everyone in the galactic community shared his fascination with humanity. Many regarded Earth as a potential threat, a planet of warlike apes who might one day pose a danger to galactic peace. Others dismissed humans as primitive, unworthy of attention or study. But Zix knew better. He'd spent his entire career studying humanity from afar, and he was convinced that there was something unique about this species, something that defied easy categorization or understanding. As the class settled into their work, Zix moved among them, offering guidance and encouragement. He watched as a group of energy beings debated whether humans' propensity for music was a form of communication or merely a quirk of their neurology. Nearby, a collective of microscopic organisms arranged themselves into complex patterns as they tried to comprehend the human concept of individual identity. Remember, Zix called out to the class, don't just focus on their technology or their biology. Try to understand their hopes, their fears, their dreams. What drives them? What holds them back? What makes them uniquely human? As the session drew to a close, Zix couldn't help but feel a sense of anticipation. He had no idea what his students would come up with, but he was certain it would be fascinating. After all, trying to understand humanity through alien eyes was bound to produce some unexpected insights. Before you go, Zix said as the students prepared to leave, I want you to consider one last thing. Humans have a saying, to err is human. It means that making mistakes is an inherent part of their nature, but they follow it with another phrase, to forgive divine. What might this tell us about their values, their aspirations? The students pondered this as they filed out of the classroom, their minds buzzing with new ideas and perspectives. Zix watched them go, feeling a mixture of pride and excitement. This experiment might be unconventional, even controversial, but he was convinced it was necessary. For too long, the galactic community had viewed Earth as a curiosity at best, a potential threat at worst. But Zix believed that understanding humans, truly understanding them, could change everything. It could open up new avenues of scientific inquiry, foster greater empathy among the diverse species of the galaxy, and perhaps even pave the way for humanity's eventual inclusion in the wider cosmic community. As the last student left the room, Zix turned to look out the window at the star-studded expanse of space. Somewhere out there, on a small blue planet orbiting an unremarkable yellow star, billions of humans were going about their lives, unaware that they were the subject of such intense study and debate. He wondered what they would think if they knew. Would they be flattered? Frightened? Excited? There was no way to know, of course, not yet anyway. But as he gathered his materials and prepared for his next class, Zix allowed himself to imagine a future where humans and aliens could meet as equals, sharing knowledge and culture across the vast distances of space. It was a beautiful dream, and one that Zix was determined to help make a reality. One student essay at a time. Weeks passed in the hallowed halls of the Galactic Academy of Xenostudies. The buzz surrounding Professor Zix's unconventional assignment had only grown, sparking heated debates in cafeterias, dormitories, and even other classrooms. Some faculty members praised the innovative approach, while others grumbled about soft science and wasting resources on primitive species. Amidst this academic storm, one student toiled in relative obscurity. Meeple, a gelatinous being from the swamp moons of Gliese 667 cc, had always been an unremarkable student. Neither brilliant nor incompetent, Meeple had a talent for blending into the background, quite literally, thanks to their species' chameleonic abilities. But as the deadline for the human perspective essay approached, something changed in Meeple. They found themselves consumed by the assignment, spending long hours in the Academy's databanks, absorbing every scrap of information about humanity they could find. It wasn't just the facts that fascinated Meeple, it was the contradictions. Humans created breathtaking works of art, yet also waged devastating wars. They composed symphonies that could move other humans to tears, yet many of them couldn't grasp basic interplanetary physics. They dreamed of exploring the stars, yet many of them had never even left their own countries. The more Meeple learned, the more they realized that understanding humans wasn't about compiling facts, it was about embracing paradoxes. On the day the essays were due, Professor Zix's classroom was a riot of nervous energy. Students of all shapes, sizes, and states of matter fidgeted, or the closest approximation thereof, as they waited to submit their work. Zix collected the essays with his usual enthusiasm, his scales shimmering with anticipation. "Excellent work, everyone," he exclaimed. "I can't wait to delve into your unique perspectives on humanity." Meeple pulsed with a mix of excitement and trepidation. "Do you really think it's that significant, Professor?" Zix's scales shimmered with conviction. "I do, Meeple. In fact, I think your essay might just change everything." As Meeple oozed out of the office, still processing the implications of what had just happened, Zix turned to his communication console. He had calls to make, academic journals to contact. Meeple's essay deserved to be read by every xenanthropologist in the galaxy. But more than that, Zix realized that this essay might be the key to something he had long dreamed of, a genuine, meaningful dialogue with humanity. For if Meeple, a being so fundamentally different from humans, could come to understand and appreciate them so deeply, then perhaps there was hope for true interspecies understanding. As he began composing his first message, Zix felt a sense of excitement he hadn't experienced since his early days as a researcher. Something big was beginning, something that could reshape the very fabric of galactic society. And it had all started with a simple assignment and an unexpected prodigy. The revelation brought about by Meeple's essay didn't remain confined to academic circles for long. As debates raged in the halls of the Galactic Academy, whispers of a paradigm shift in xenanthropology began to reach the ears of galactic politicians, business leaders, and cultural influencers. Zexaria, the Galactic Council's Minister of Interspecies Relations, found herself inundated with requests for meetings from various factions, all eager to discuss the potential implications of this new understanding of humanity. "We cannot ignore this," Zexaria declared during an emergency council session. Her bioluminescent patterns pulsed with urgency as she addressed her peers. "If humans are indeed as adaptable and innovative as this research suggests, we must reconsider our stance on first contact." The council chamber erupted into a cacophony of alien voices, each species expressing their concerns and excitement in their unique ways. The hive collective of Betelgeuse hummed in harmonic agreement, while the silicon-based crystallines of Omega Centauri vibrated with skepticism. "And what if this assessment is overly optimistic?" rasped Krovak, the reptilian representative from the Draconis system. "Humans have a history of violence. Are we prepared to risk galactic peace on the basis of one student's essay?" Zexaria's bioluminescence shifted to a pattern indicating determination. "We're not suggesting immediate full disclosure, Provac, but we can no longer justify complete isolation. I propose we begin preparations for a controlled first contact scenario." As the council debated, news of the potential policy shift leaked to the galactic media. Across 100,000 worlds, beings of all shapes and sizes found themselves captivated by stories about the mysterious humans of Earth. On Proxima Centauri b, children of the aquatic Merlai asked their parents if humans could breathe underwater. In the methane clouds of Jupiter's upper atmosphere, the gaseous Jovians speculated about human music and art. Even the notoriously isolationist quantum entities of the Crab Nebula found themselves intrigued by human philosophy. Meanwhile, back on Earth, humanity remained blissfully unaware of their sudden galactic fame. In a small apartment in Tokyo, Akira Tanaka put the finishing touches on her latest robotics project, unaware that her work would soon be studied by eager alien scientists. In a bustling cafe in Paris, Sophie Dubois penned the final lines of her novel, not realizing that her words would one day be translated into 1,000 alien languages. And in a research station in Antarctica, Dr. James Chen made a breakthrough in clean energy technology, oblivious to the fact that his discovery would soon catch the attention of galactic environmentalists. As preparations for first contact began in earnest, the Galactic Council faced a new challenge: how to approach a species that had no idea they weren't alone in the universe. "We must be careful," advised Ilara, the hive mind representative. "Humans have a rich mythology about alien contact. We must ensure our approach doesn't confirm their worst fears or shatter their societies." To this end, the Council established the Human Contact Task Force, a diverse group of experts charged with developing a comprehensive first contact strategy. Their mission: to introduce humanity to the galactic community with minimal disruption and maximum potential for positive interaction. Professor Zix, recognized now as the galaxy's foremost human expert, was appointed as the task force's chief advisor. Meeple, whose essay had started it all, was brought on as a special consultant, their unique perspective deemed invaluable to the project. The task force's first major decision was to establish covert observation posts around Earth. cloaked satellites were deployed to monitor human communications, while disguised agents were sent to various Earth cities to observe humans up close. Remember, Zix cautioned the observation teams, "We're not here to interfere. Our goal is to understand humans in their natural environment, to ensure our eventual introduction goes as smoothly as possible." As data poured in from the observation posts, the galactic community's fascination with humanity only grew. Human art, music, and literature became hot commodities in alien markets. Bootleg recordings of human television shows spawned fan cultures on distant worlds. Some alien fashion designers even began incorporating elements of human clothing into their creations, leading to a brief but intense Earthcore trend. But it wasn't just human culture that captured alien imaginations. Earth's biodiversity, its varied ecosystems, and even its geological processes became subjects of intense study. Xenobiologists marveled at the planet's intricate web of life, while planetary scientists debated the unique conditions that had allowed humanity to evolve. "It's not just the humans that are remarkable," noted Dr. Xylov, a prominent xenobotanist. "The entire Earth system is a treasure trove of biological and geological wonders. Preserving this planet and its biodiversity must be a priority in any future interactions." As the preparations continued, an unexpected problem arose. Despite their best efforts at secrecy, the task force's activities hadn't gone entirely unnoticed on Earth. A small but growing number of humans had begun to report strange sightings and unexplained phenomena. In rural Wyoming, a farmer reported seeing a shimmering figure observing his cattle. In Mumbai, a group of students captured blurry footage of what they claimed was a non-human entity in a crowded marketplace. And in the skies above Mexico City, dozens of people reported seeing an impossible aircraft that seemed to defy the laws of physics. These incidents, while isolated, began to fuel speculation in human media. Conspiracy theories flourished online, and alien hunter groups reported a surge in membership. The Human Contact Task Force found itself in a race against time. They needed to finalize their first contact plans before humanity's growing suspicions forced their hand. "We're entering a critical phase," Zix warned the Galactic Council. "If we don't act soon, we risk first contact occurring on terms we can't control." As the Council debated the timing and nature of their reveal, Earth continued its daily rhythms, unaware of the monumental changes brewing just beyond its atmosphere. Humans went about their lives, loving, fighting, creating, destroying, and endlessly reinventing themselves and their world. And in a small classroom in the Galactic Academy of Xenostudies, a new batch of students began their studies of humanity, eager to unlock the secrets of this endlessly fascinating species. Little did they know that soon, very soon, they would have the opportunity to study humans not just through distant observations and intercepted transmissions, but face to face. The galaxy held its breath, waiting for the moment when two vastly different branches of sentient life would finally, officially, meet. The stage was set. The actors were in place. All that remained was for the curtain to rise on humanity's grandest, most important debut. The day of first contact arrived with little fanfare, at least on Earth. It was a Tuesday, unremarkable save for the slight increase in UFO sightings reported across various social media platforms. In New York, Tokyo, Lagos, and 100 other cities, humans went about their daily lives, unaware that their world was about to change forever. In low Earth orbit, however, a flurry of activity was taking place. The Galactic Council's flagship, a massive vessel that defied human classifications of size and capability, decloaked in full view of Earth's primitive satellite network. Smaller ships, each representing a different alien species or faction, took up positions around the planet. On board the flagship, Professor paced nervously, his scales cycling through a rainbow of colors. Despite years of preparation, the enormity of what they were about to do weighed heavily on him. "Professor," Meeple oozed up beside him, their gelatinous form rippling with excitement. "It's time." Zix nodded, steadying himself. "Indeed it is, my friend. Let's hope your insights serve us well today." As the alien fleet revealed itself, Earth's response was swift and chaotic. Military bases around the world went on high alert. News networks interrupted regular programming with breathless reports of the mysterious objects appearing in the sky. Social media exploded with a mix of panic, excitement, and an unprecedented number of memes. In Washington, D.C., the President of the United States was rushed to a secure bunker. In Beijing, the Politburo convened an emergency meeting. In Moscow, military leaders debated whether to launch their nuclear arsenal. But before any rash decisions could be made, every screen on Earth, from smartphones to jumbotrons, flickered to life with the same image: a diverse group of alien beings, with Professor at the center. "People of Earth," Zix began, his words automatically translated into every human language, "we come in peace." It was a phrase that had been debated endlessly by the First Contact team. Some had argued it was too cliché, too reminiscent of human science fiction, but in the end, they had decided that sometimes the old ways were best. "We are representatives of the Galactic Council, a cooperative of sentient species from across the Milky Way. We have been observing your world for many years, and we believe the time has come for humanity to join the wider galactic community." As Zix spoke, explaining the basics of galactic society and the reason for their long silence, reactions on Earth ranged from jubilation to terror. In Times Square, crowds cheered and hugged each other. In a small town in the American Midwest, a doomsday preacher declared the end times had come. In Vatican City, the Pope called for calm and openness to this new chapter in human history. But it was what happened next that truly captured the essence of humanity. As governments scrambled to formulate official responses, ordinary people took matters into their own hands. Social media exploded with messages of welcome. Hobbyist radio operators began broadcasting greetings to the stars. In cities around the world, impromptu welcome alien parties sprang up in parks and town squares. And perhaps most tellingly, within hours of the announcement, how to say "hello" in alien became the top trending search on Google. The Galactic Council, watching these reactions with a mixture of amusement and awe, realized that once again humanity had surprised them. They had prepared for panic, for aggression, for fear. They hadn't fully anticipated this outpouring of curiosity and enthusiasm. As the initial shock wore off, the real work of integration began. The Galactic Council established embassies in major Earth cities, while human representatives were invited to visit alien worlds. Cultural exchange programs were initiated, with alien art exhibitions opening in the Louvre and human music concerts being broadcast across the galaxy. Scientists from Earth found themselves suddenly granted access to technologies beyond their wildest dreams. In return, alien researchers pored over human history books, marveling at the species' rapid development and resilience in the face of adversity. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Some humans resisted the change, forming isolationist movements that called for Earth to reject galactic society. Others saw opportunity in chaos, attempting to smuggle human artifacts off-world or alien technology onto Earth. Yet for every challenge, there seemed to be a dozen breakthroughs. Human medical researchers, working alongside alien biologists, made rapid advancements in curing diseases. Earth's environmental scientists, armed with advanced alien technology, began to reverse the effects of climate change. and human philosophers found themselves engaged in deep discussions with alien minds, expanding the boundaries of thought and ethics. Through it all, Professor Zix and Meeple watched with pride and amazement. Their work had helped pave the way for this moment, but even they couldn't have predicted the sheer vitality and adaptability humanity showed in embracing their new reality. 1 year after first contact, Zix found himself back in his classroom at the Galactic Academy. But this time, among his alien students, there sat a group of young humans, the first Earth exchange students to attend the Academy. As Zix began his lecture, he couldn't help but smile at the eager faces before him, human and alien alike, all hungry for knowledge, all ready to learn from each other. "Welcome, students," he said, his scales shimmering with joy. "Today we begin a new chapter in galactic history. Together, we'll explore the wonders of our universe and learn from the incredible diversity of life it contains." He paused, his gaze sweeping over the classroom. "But before we dive into our lessons, I want you all to remember something. It was not advanced technology or military might that brought us together. It was curiosity, empathy, and the willingness to see beauty in our differences." Zix's eye stalks focused on Meeple, who was auditing the class from the back of the room. It was the power of understanding, of reaching across the vastness of space to touch another mind and say, "I see you, I hear you, you matter." As the lecture began in earnest, Zix felt a profound sense of hope. The galaxy was changing, growing, becoming more vibrant with each passing day. And humanity, with all its contradictions and complexities, was at the heart of that change. Outside the Academy, Earth continued its journey of integration into galactic society. There were challenges ahead, certainly. Conflicts to resolve, misunderstandings to clear up, new threats to face. But there was also hope, wonder, and the promise of a future brighter than anyone, human or alien, had dared to imagine. And it had all started with a simple assignment: to see the universe through someone else's eyes. As night fell on the Academy, the stars seemed to shine a little brighter. In the vast tapestry of the cosmos, a new thread had been woven, vibrant, complex, and undeniably human. The story of galactic civilization had entered a new chapter, and no one could wait to see what the next page would bring.